Welcome to Collecting Chaos. My name is James, and this is part 2 of my video to show how I taught myself to grade comics. And although I'm going to do the exterior of this comic that I picked out, I'm going to concentrate more on the interior. Because I kind of glossed over that on the last video and didn't really cover it as well as I should have. So what comic am I going to do? What one am I going to grade? Well, we'll do this Fantastic Four number 34. Why not? So that's what we're going to do, and we're going to do that right after this. I know exactly where the center is. We're going to take the comic and we're going to put it just like that. And we'll get out my little corner. And I have a list of things that I'm going to go over right here. And I'll read them off as I get ready to do them. Starting with the 4 corners of the comic. And of course, 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's the way we're going to go through it. We'll take this and I'm going to set it underneath. Now this corner has a stain on it, so that automatically makes it a little bad. But right now I'm checking for the corner sharpness, and that one looks pretty good. It's pretty sharp. So let's take a look at this one. This one has a lot of creases on the corner. But still, it's pretty sharp. I mean, the corner looks pretty good. We'll take it down here. I'm not worried about the interior wraps right now, just the corners. This corner shows a little bit of white that you probably can't see, but I can. Maybe if I don't know if that helps you or not. Probably not. Yeah, probably not. Anyway, I can see a little bit of white. So this corner it's got a little damage to it. It's a little rounded. And finally, we'll do this one. And it's slightly rounded as well. But you know what? It's sharp. It's not too bad. And I see why, and I'll explain that in a little bit. So corners. The first corner, because of that stain, I'm going to give that a 3. The second corner, because of all these creases, and I only count the creases out to about 1/4 of an inch. Anything after that's part of the cover. So yeah, I'm going to say a 3 on that one also. On this one, it's actually pretty good. It's a little tiny bit of rounding, but not much. So we're going to give that one a little bit better. We're going to give that about an 8. And this is my basis of 1 to 10, or 0 to 10. 0 being there's nothing there, and 10 being mint. Perfect. Absolutely pristine. No flaws whatsoever. You don't find them like that. This one has a lot of creases. It has a little indentation here. That's up over just about 1/4 of an inch. So I'm going to include it as part of the corner. And that corner is only going to get a 2. So what do we grade our corners at? Well, 3 plus 3 is 6, plus 8 is 14, plus 2 is 16. Divide by 4, because there's 4 corners. And we get divide by 4 equals 4. So overall, I'm giving the corners a 4. Now let's look at the edges. This edge has a lot of wear, and it's starting to show a little bit of chipping, but it's not that bad. But still, it's got so much wear, I'm going to say the right edge, I'm going to give that a 2. The upper edge, that's not too bad. It has some, you know, creases and some breaks, and of course this stain here. So overall, I think I'm going to give it a 4 because it's not that bad. This one has a couple of tears in it. Um, I think I'm going to give this one about a 5. And this bottom edge, well, it's got, yeah, it's got some staining here. Creases, no tears though. Well, maybe a couple of tears, a little bit of edge wear. The stains are what's really getting it, and we're going to drop that down to about a 6. Now we're going to drop it down to a 4. So what do we have here? We've got 2, 6, 11, 15 divided by 4 is 2.75. If I'm doing that too fast, I'm sorry. But yeah, 2.75. Yeah, that'd be 750. Yeah, that's right. All right, staples. The staples are slightly discolored, but not bad. Uh, those staples, I'm going to say about a 6 on the staples, and that's both together. I know I skipped spine. Let's go to the spine. Got a lot of breaks, not just color breaks, but actual paper breaks, paper tears on the spine, staple tears, really bad. That spine, I'm going to give that spine a 2. Overall cover appearance, it's got a stain here, it's got staining here. But, you know, if you held that out at arm's length, not that bad. I'm going to say about a 4. You know what? We're going to say a 3. Uh, so I'm going to go 3 for cover appearance. Cover gloss. Now this one I actually have to, you know, the cover gloss is nice on this. It actually has really nice color gloss. I'm going to give the color gloss a 9. That is a really, that's much better than I expected. So I'm giving the color gloss a 9. I'm surprised. Now let's take a look at the interior covers of the covers. I'm going to take that backing board again, and I'm going to put it in the center where the centerfold is. We're going to lift this up and take a look at the interior pages. There's tape right here. A lot of staining on the interior browning. The spine is taped. I couldn't see that from the outside, but I can see it from the inside. The spine is taped. This first interior, I'm going to give it a 1. And that's because of the staining and the tape. Now let's go to the back. Again, tape. Tape all along the top edge. I'm going to give that a 1 also. So let's figure out what we've got for the covers. The interior covers, well, that's a 1. So we've got a 4 plus 2.75 plus a 2 plus a 6 plus a 3 plus a 9 plus a 1. That's 4, 6, 8, 14, 17, 26, 25.75. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 25.75 divided by 7. Cover grade, I'm going to give a 3.68. And it goes 3.67857, and that's why I'm giving it a 3.68. Normally I'd round down, but we still have to do the interior. Once I do the interior and I average them all together, I'll do the interior separate, then I'll average the two together, and then I will round it down. So let's take a look at that first. First thing we got to do, count the wraps. Now this should have 8 wraps to the center. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This comic has been redone. This comic has had a lot of work done to it, amateur work. Not that I'm a professional, but this is even more amateur than me. So 8 to the center. So the front half of the comic is complete. And 8 to the back. So 8 wraps total, 16 leaves. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to work on 16 leaves. I'm going to write 16 because it's 8 to the center and then another 8 to the other side. We'll look at the staples later. Let's take a look at the corner of this first wrap. The first leaf of the first wrap. 2 leaves per wrap. I'm going to have this slightly out. Corners slightly rounded, a little bit dog-eared. Same with the second one. So rounded corners. That's 2 flaws right there. There's a tear. That's a 3rd flaw. Tears along the interior. There's tape. A tape seal. On both sides. Or no, is it on both sides? It appears to be tape on both sides, yes. So that's 1, 2, there's another tear there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to say 6 defects on this first one, and we're going to count it as a 4 on the first page. And remember, I'm doing this page by page. Next page. Dog ear. That might be able to come out. Slightly rounded corner on the bottom. I can tell that even without my little cheater. And tape. Again, on both sides. So we're going to count that as 4. 10 minus 4 is 6. So the second wrap we're going to say is a 6. Next, what we haven't looked at is, and we need to be looking at these too. Yeah, I'm just, what I'm looking at, I'm looking for staple, I'm looking for corners, I'm looking for creases, tears, missing story sections. We know there's none. So missing story sections is going to get a 10 because there's none. And missing coupons, there's none, so that'll get a 10. I'm hoping it has an ink smear so I can show you what I'm talking about with that. All right. Third page. Corners, dog ear, slightly rounded. The color and the pages are supple, and they have nice color to them. I would say off-white, actually. So the pages are actually in good shape aside from the minor defects. Uh, this one, I'm going to give this one an 8. Next page. Slightly rounded corner, not too bad. Slight dog-eared, some creases. We're going to give this one a 6. This one is really nice, aside from the the tears where the staple goes through. I'm going to give it an 8. This one, this is the one I'm looking at. I was looking at this page, but this is the one I'm really looking at. Rounded corner, the same thing, another 8. The interior of this might actually bring up the overall book, except the staple in the wrong place. That's going to kill it. I'm going to give this page a 9, or this leaf a 9. That's really nice. I'm not getting any vinegary, acidic smell at all, so that's a good thing. Here, the staple's in the wrong place. It looks like it was in the wrong place here, and they shifted it over. They didn't shift this one over. Those do feel like original staples, though. So and there's a little bit of a sheen to the staples. I'll give those staples a 9. Even though staples are in the wrong spot, I'm grading the actual staples themselves and not where they're at. As staples are going to get a 9. And for this page, because now this is where the misplaced staples are going to hurt the page. Because of the misplaced staples on this page, where it's very obvious that they're misplaced, I'm going to give it a 4. Go to the next strap, which is the other side. Slightly rounded. No ink smears. I am shocked. I'll give this one an 8. This page looks really nice, but it has a tear here, so I'm going to go 9 on that one. Now, there's a reason why I'm doing this comic today like this. Another tear. Overall, it looks really nice. Give it a 9. Same with this one. We're going to give this one a 9 also. It looks pretty good. See, I'm judging every single page, every single leaf. This one has some creases up here. That's going to drop it a little bit. We're going to go on 8 on that. Same thing with this. There's some creases up here. Yeah, I know I can fix the creases, but we're grading the comic as it is, not as it could be. Looks like a little bit of a stain there. Can't really tell. Put that in this. I'm gonna put that one as an 8 also. And this one, has some edge wear down here. Not bad edge wear, but enough to make it a little not as good as some of the others. So I'm going to go with 7 on that. And we're going to do a 7 on this one too, because of the edge wear down here, little dings and nicks. And also, it has a crease up there as well. I know, for that Jack Kirby page, I should give it a 10, right? No, it's going to get a 7. And that's all of them. So what do we got here? I'm going to use the calculator. I got to move some stuff around. Six plus 8 plus 8 plus 9 plus 4 plus 8 plus 9 plus 9 plus 9 plus 8 plus 8 plus 7 plus 7 divided by 16. Well, I accidentally hit multiplied instead of divide. Let's try that again. .38. The interior, I'm giving it a 7.38. That's pretty good. So what does that give it overall? Seven plus 3.8 plus 3.68 equals 11.06 divided by 2, 5.5. So basically, normally I would just accept that, but the tape on the interior of the comic, I just can't, I can't go with that. I have to go lower, especially on the spine. The spine has a lot of tape on it. I hate to say this, but what did I come out with? 5.53. I'm going to divide it by 2 because of the tape. And we come out with a 2, a 2.5. Sorry if that's too low, if people think I'm being too harsh. But the tape on the interior spine is a major defect. The fact that these staples have been removed and then been reinserted in the wrong spots, that's a major defect, which is part of the reason why I went ahead and divided it by 2. So why did I grade this comic? And 2.5. Why am I giving it such a low grade? And look at that spine roll. I didn't even take into account the spine roll. That would have dropped the spine down to, yeah, it was already a 2. Why am I grading this comic? Because once I finish Superman 14 and 4-Color 49, I'm going to work on this comic. This will be the next one that I can serve. And let's pray it comes out decent. I'm going to have some fun taking this tape off wherever I find it, but I can do it. I think I can handle it. So yeah, we'll do that, and we'll conserve it. We'll make it look pretty, I hope, and get rid of the spine roll, put the staples back where they belong, do a little fill where I need to, a little bit of leaf casting if I need to. I'll stiffen up these really bad areas, maybe with some Tingujo paper, along with the spine. I'll probably put some Tingujo on the spine. And yeah, we'll see how it turns out. But this will be the next one I work on. And that's going to be it for this video. Hope I helped you out. Hope I learned you something. This was the way I used to grade comics back in the 70s. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're saying, but there was only like 8 grades back in the 70s. And you're right. Let me get out my book here. Let me get out my Overstreet price guide from 1973. And while we're at it, we'll look up the comic. Fantastic Four. We'll just go ahead and see what the prices on it were back then, just to make everybody go, what? No way. Fantastic Four, number 34, 31 to 40. Good, $1. Fine, $1.50. Mint, $2. I'm going to really make you go crazy now. We'll go ahead and look at Amazing Spider-Man. Well, here, Amazing Fantasy 15, Origin and First Appearance of Spider-Man. Mint, $25. Let's see, where is Amazing Spider-Man? Oh, Amazing Spider-Man, see Spider-Man. Yeah, the book was a little messed up back then. But that's what everybody called it. They didn't call it Amazing Spider. They just called it Spider-Man because there was only one Spider-Man comic. Spider-Man. Retails Origin by Steve Ditko. $25 in mint. $20 in fine. Good was $15. So Spider-Man number 1 at that time was actually worth more than Amazing Fantasy 15. We'll look up one more comic just for giggles. Action Comics number 1. Good, $600. Fine, $800. Mint, $1,000. I had a chance to buy one that was between good and fine. So very good back at this point, and I could have gotten it for about $500. So that's just to let you know how much things have changed over the years. And I had the money in my pocket at that time for that Action Comics number 1, but I decided not to buy it. Yeah, okay. Maybe I was an idiot, but that's the way it goes. So like I said before, that's it for this video. Hope you learned something. Take care, everybody. We'll see you tonight 8 o'clock Central. Well, I've got some weird stuff to show you tonight. You don't want to miss it. Have yourself a great day. Bye.